Hey, just Mark here. All right, so today's video is a little bit more of a personal one. And to be honest with you, it's a message that over the years I've kind of had to learn the hard way. Don't disrespect yourself trying to earn the respect of other people. And if you think about it, because once you start compromising on who you are just to be accepted, you've already started losing something way more valuable. And that thing is your own self-worth. All right, so over the years, and even not too long ago, really, when I think about my history, I found myself doing that exact thing. Lowering my standards, letting things slide, making excuses for people, or even someone in particular, just to keep them in my life. And the crazy thing is, that's not who I usually am. I'm a person who values boundaries, setting them and keeping them. And sometimes I would let those boundaries flounder in order to make that other person happy or keep them involved in my life or keep me involved in theirs. I do tend to speak up sometimes, and I do tend to try to hold people accountable. But many times I have not done that, and that has affected my own self-worth as a person and changed some of the things that I think about in my life. Now, with certain people, whether it's friends or whether it's, spouses or whether it's even just colleagues you kind of like or you want to be around, I found that I started making exceptions to the rule. Oh, well, they're this way because of this, or maybe this is happening because of this. And the reality of it is, I let them get away with stuff. I wasn't calling them out. I wasn't being my full self. And at that point, I realized, why am I letting this slide? Sometimes we put people on this pedestal. Maybe we think they're better than us, or maybe they have qualities or traits that we want. Maybe they're prettier or better looking. Maybe they have money. Maybe they have some status in their life, right? And things that we idolize about them, and we put them above ourselves, right? Now, in that process of putting them above ourselves, we kind of minimize ourselves to feel accepted and be included. Now, if someone can only accept a watered-down version of you, then let them miss out on the real you. You see, people are only going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you normalize certain disrespectful behaviors, like even small ones, right, people are going to think it's okay. And before you know it, those little things become big problems. Maybe it's those people constantly asking you for favors, crossing boundaries, or talking to you in a way that no one else could get away with. The more you let it slide, the more they will test you. How far can I go? Will they say something? Will they push back? And if you never speak up, guess what? That becomes a new normal. And I get it. Some people have been in our lives for a very, very, very long time. And you love them. You want to keep the peace. But at what cost? Think about that. At what cost? If keeping someone around means losing yourself, is it worth it? And another part is that sometimes we make mistakes. We hurt people and we mess up, and it happens. But don't let the guilt force you to overcompensate. Apologize, take accountability, move on, grow from it. But don't start believing that you owe someone something for your dignity in return. That can be a dangerous mindset, and it's one I've fallen into myself. I'm trying to make things right, by letting them get away with more than they ever should have been allowed to. Pushing my boundaries beyond what I would set. And that's not healing. What that is, that's self-abandonment. And you don't want to do that to yourself. Some people will not and cannot accept the new you. They won't respect your boundaries. They'll miss out on the version they'll miss out on the version of you that they could manipulate, guilt trip or walk all over. So let them miss out on you. Because when people walk away from you, after you've decided to reset those boundaries and stand up for what you're worth, they were never really for you to begin with. People are seasonal, and people come and go as they please. Not everyone is actually meant to stay in your life. And obviously, with the invention of social media, people stick around a lot longer than they normally would have if social media wasn't around. Some people are just temporary company on your path and your journey in life. So kind of sum up what I was saying, let people miss out on you. Let them walk away if your self-respect makes them uncomfortable. You don't need to shrink to become accepted. You don't need to bend to be loved. Those who are going to love you will love you through who you are no matter what. Hold up your standards, enforce your boundaries, and keep being the version of you that doesn't settle. Because the right people, the really right people, the ones that are meant for you, they won't need you to break yourself just to, keep them close. Anyway, if any of this, kind of resonates with you a little bit, feel free to drop a comment, a like, a subscribe. I enjoy being a part of this community and getting conversations going, and I like to connect. At the end of the day, we're all on this journey of growth together, and I want to see you be successful. I want me to be successful. I want us all to grow together, and I'm hoping that years from now we can all look back and go, oh my gosh, we did it. So let people miss out on you, because if they can't handle you the way you are, don't give them anything less than who you are. Anyways, just my thoughts for today. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.